What's up, guys? A very frustrated Tugi here, back again with some more NHL 17 and my Boston Bruins franchise mode series. And the reason I'm frustrated is because I went to record this. We were up 2-1 here against the Flyers. We had just lost Game 3. We go to check the 3 stars of the game, and the game crashes. Not too goddamn happy. That explains why there was a bit of a delay in between episodes. But anyway, I have to put that behind me, even though we had our fourth line was clicking. Matt Bolesky was the first star of the game in Game 2. Yeah, it was that good. These are the lines, of course, we are rolling with. Nate Prosser will stay until it looks like Colin Miller will be a better option, which would... boy, that would not look good on Nate Prosser for Colin Miller to look like a better option. Now, the big thing we discovered about the Flyers is there is a certain player that idiotically, is idiotically a word? Very stupidly, and because of pretty horrendous programming, I'm sorry, I know I shit on EA a lot, but this player was made an 83 overall to make sure he would stay with the NHL team. He didn't stay with the NHL team, and now Ivan Provorov is an 87 overall in Junior CHL. 87 overall. So yeah, if you're wondering where he is, they sent him back down. Which is great news for us. Really, truly it is great news for us. At least it was when I started this fucking episode the first time and we scored 9 goals in 2 games after getting shut out in 3 straight games by fucking Pittsburgh in the first round. I am going to be very salty about having to re-record this because knowing my luck will get swept. But it is what it is at this point. It is what it is. Philly, you should also know, speaking of getting swept, have swept their way through the first 2 rounds. They are 8-0 in 8 games. Wayne Simmons is a point-a-game player. Claude Giroux has 14 points, and in a way, I'm kind of glad I'm restarting because he was on fire. I think 5 goals in 3 games. Hopefully that's a bit different. And Voracek doing fairly well with 12 points in 8 games. That top line could be a big issue. Braden Shen, Sean Couturier, and Michael Raffl, who's doing well and is up to an 86 somehow, are the second line. Travis Konechny on the third line with Nick Cousins and Matt Reed. And the fourth line is Scott Laughton, Boyd Gordon, and Dale Weise. Now, again, you can view the fact that that fourth line is struggling 2 different ways. You can view it as, oh, they're struggling, that's great for us. Or you can view it as, hey, they're struggling. It's going to really suck if they get their games together and start putting up points, which that's kind of the camp that I am in. Defensively, Shane Gostisbehere has pretty much carried the defense in terms of point total. He plays with Mark Streit instead of Provorov. Michael Del Zotto and Streit actually have identical stat lines. He plays with Radko Gudas, and the third pairing is Brandon Manning with Andrew McDonald. They picked Andrew McDonald over Provorov. The goaltending, Steve Mason, has a .951 save percentage. We got to him in the first attempt of this episode. I don't know if we will be as fortunate to just somehow light him up. I mean, God, this sucks. This really sucks to have to restart. But we have to do what we have to do. We have to get through the series. There's no indication, even being up 2-1, that I would have won that first attempt of this series to begin with. So moving on, we have to move forward, and it starts here. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. We're on home ice. Let's see if we can take advantage of it here in the first period, and that is scoreless. Second period, and we get the opening goal. Ryan Spooner. Great to see him on the scoreboard, of course. Very close to trading him. We now have him on the top line with Krejci and David Backes, and that sets up this third period. We have the 1-0 lead. I have a feeling that we're going to need another goal, and indeed we do. Matt Reed scored, but Brad Marchand gets it right back. We are up 2-1, As we approach the halfway mark of this third period, Frankie Vatrano makes it 3-1. Bergeron makes it 4-1. And the Bruins once again get to Steve Mason in Game 1. Very nice. Bergeron and Marchand getting on the board this time. It's pretty sweet. And, of course, Vatrano on the third line. Spooner on the top line. People are contributing all around. That was an excellent way to start this series. Brad Marchand, your first star of the game. He and Bergeron with 2 points each. And Tuukka Rask with 26 saves leads us to victory in that first game. Not a bad start at all. Like what I saw from the team there. And we will hope to keep it up in Game 2. Again, Steve Mason was great. But we got to him. That's simply put, we got to them, and we hand the Flyers their first loss of this postseason. Let's get right into it. It is Game 2. It is the first period, and Matt Reed scores again, giving the Flyers a 1-0 lead after the opening 22nd period. Can we turn it around? And that puts us in a bit of a tough spot. Torrey Krug tied it, but then what did I tell you guys? What did I tell you? The fourth line for the Flyers gets together Dale Weiss and Scott Lawton, and that sets up this third period. We're in a bit of trouble, especially here early on the penalty kill. We're able to kill it off. That's a good outcome. Not a good start, a good outcome. We are halfway through the third period. We are going to need a goal here quickly if we want to make it competitive, and that is not going to happen, is it? Braden Shen with the empty netter, and the Flyers take Game 2 by the score of 4-1. So we split the opening 2 games. Steve Mason, your first star, Weiss and Shen with a goal apiece. And the Flyers, they do what they have to do. I mean, that's what you want to do, of course, when you start a series on the road. You want to take at least one of those games. And they did just that. Scouting-wise, let's go to Switzerland for a week. Maybe get a little bit more info on Nico Hischier. Danton Heinen will be scratched for now. We'll check if we really start to struggle, if he should come in for Riley Nash. Again, we are in Philadelphia for Game 3, a very crucial Game 3 early on in this series. We are just breezing through here, and let's hope that we can turn things around and get the win. First period is scoreless, but we outshot them 15-4. That's bittersweet because, yeah, we outshot them 15-4, but we didn't do anything with it. Not good. Not good overall. Second period, can we get on the board? And we do. It is David Krejci. He and Backus have carried the way, or have carried the team on their backs, basically, along with Tuukka Rask, outshooting them 24-11, and we have the lead as we start this third period. We're going to need another goal. And we get it. David Pastrnak on the power play. Michael Raffl scores literally 4 seconds later. Might be the fastest fucking retaliation goal I've ever seen. We trade power plays. Nobody can score. 5 minutes to go. Can we get an empty netter, please? Please? And it doesn't matter. We take Game 3 by the score of 2-1. David Pastrnak thankfully gets the game winner. Michael Raffl, man. 4 seconds after. Definitely the quickest goal I've seen in one Tuukka Rask. I'm sure wishes he could have back. Steve Mason, your first star. With 33 saves, Tuukka made 25, and David Krejci with a goal. I'm surprised it wasn't Pastrnak, but I will take it. And we are in a decent spot. We win that crucial Game 3. Game 4, of course, in Philly. We're going to keep the lineup the same. If we lose this one, though, we'll take a look at Riley Nash and Nate Prosser. Game 4. Let's do this. We are breezing through this series, like I said. I'm hoping it can go our way. First period, and that is a very good start for us. Torrey Krug, 3 minutes and 52 seconds into the first period. We outshot them again by a pretty big margin, 15-6. And things are looking all right, but that's only the opening 20 minutes. We have a long way to go. Second period, and things are looking much better. Smooth sailing from here on out, I hope. David Pastrnak and Austin Czarnik with the goals, 26 shots to 15, and we're up 3-0 heading into the third period. I don't want to jinx it. I don't think I have to worry about jinxing it. Zdeno Chara on the power play. We are up 4-0. I don't think Tuukka Rask is too worried right now, is what I was basically going to say. I think he's in a good spot. The only thing that worries me is that, of course, the Bruins have been up 3-0 on the Flyers before, but this year is going to be different. The Flyers entered this series undefeated, a perfect 8-0, and they have lost 3 straight games. A 22-save shutout for Rask and a 2-point night for Pasta and Brad Marchand. The Tuukka Rask factor, how long is Trouba out for? Oh, shit. All right, well, Trouba's out for about a week and a half. That could be troublesome. I mentioned the real-life series about 6 years ago between the Bruins and the Flyers, and a big factor in that was injuries. And it looks like Colin Miller is going to get the call-up here. And we will see what he can do. And while we're at it, we will send down... maybe I won't send down Danton Heinen. We'll just leave him scratched. Colin Miller gets called up. He had an absolutely horrific season. Didn't have that much better of a postseason, of course, starting out, to the point where we had to put Nate Prosser on that third pairing. But let's see here. We want to keep these lines the same. So, excuse me, we will go with Czarnik at center. That is good to go. Defensively, of course, Carlo with Chara. And let's see here. Let's get Krug on the left. Who do we want Krug to go with? Oh, shit. Let's go with how's Prosser and Morrow as a combo. They're doing all right. Oh, do I want to sync Torrey Krug with Colin? We'll have Colin Miller with Torrey Krug. And we will hope that Krug can carry... I don't want to call him dead weight, but, you know, he's not exactly looking that great. We need to get Vetrano onto the power play once again. That power play has been pretty efficient as of late. We will go with Spooner on the point with Colin Miller, and that looks good to me. So getting back here, I am an idiot. I am an idiot. I forgot a little thing called Game 2 happened. I solely blame the frustration. Oh my god. Okay, so here's the deal. I go from having to re-record this because the game crashed on me to now wanting to stop this as I speak and re-record it again because for some reason I thought we were up 3-0. Holy shit. Wow. Okay, well, that just set a new bar. You know what? Whatever. I own up to it. A combination of frustration and frustration. Game number 5. We're moving on. I don't know what you're talking about. We're up 3-0? It's 3-1. I never said we were up 3-0. Game number 5. At home. We have a chance to close out this series. Let's hope we can do it right here and right now. And somehow with this team make it back to a Stanley Cup final, which the sim engine, you never know. First period, case in point, Zdeno Chara, 2.5 minutes in, and then Matt Bolesky gets on the board. We are up 2-0 at the end of the first period. Things are looking all right. Second period, can we maintain? We do in a way. Wayne Simmons gets a goal back, his first of the postseason. We are up 2-1, outshooting them 29-16 as we start this third period. Early power play that we can't score on. We are going to need a third goal. I knew it. Oh boy, I knew it. Claude Giroux gets it. We have a power play though. Can we get it back? And we do. Torrey Krug. We're up 3-2 with 5.5 to go. We have another power play that we can't score on. 2 minutes to go. Can we hold on? We can. We are going God damn, like, the fun in these series for me is the challenge of it. We are going to the Stanley Cup Final after beating Philly in 5 games, not 4, 5 games, after they were a perfect 8-0 through the first 2 rounds. Torrey Krug is your first star of the game. But I told you guys, as we get a little bit of extra cash, I told you guys, with goalies, anything can happen. I told you that with this series. I told you that when we picked Carey Price in the fantasy draft series. Anything can happen in this sim engine. Would I ever have thought that we would make the playoffs, win the division title, beat Pittsburgh, sweep Montreal, and then beat the Flyers in 5 games? Absolutely not. And in a way, was I hoping that we would play, as Trouba is back, thank God, was I hoping that we would play the Chicago Blackhawks in the final? I was. I was hoping for that rematch, but instead, the 2017 Stanley Cup Final, at least in this series, will be between the Boston Bruins and Tyler Seguin's Dallas Stars. That is an interesting matchup in its own right as we get a look at our stats. Of course, we will take a look at the Stars in the next episode, but David Krejci is a perfect point-per-game player. Backus and Pasternak is close. Bergeron has overcome a slow start in that Pittsburgh series to now be a 13-point guy in 16 games. Torrey Krug is performing well. The biggest disappointment, really, I mean, Riley Nash, maybe we should scratch Riley Nash for Danton Heinen. No points in 8 games, and he is a -4. And then we have to decide, Colin Miller or Nate Prosser, who gets scratched to allow Trouba back into the lineup. Achari and Tim Schaller haven't done too much, but we don't really have a better option. I mean, they have to stay. I mean, really, or you could say Danton Heinen for Schaller, Achari, or Nash. I have a feeling, though, most people will say Riley Nash, given the fact that he is pointless. Not pointless. Jesus. Pointless in this postseason. Not pointless in general. My God, that would just be mean as hell, wouldn't it? Holy shit. That is it, though. That is it. I think, I can't believe I thought it was 3-0 in the series. My God. That was just the worst. I want to check. Point per game, 275, a 206. So Tuukka Rask, aside from Steve Mason, has been the best goaltender. But as much as I would love to take a look at what the Dallas Stars... let me try that again. As much as I would love to see what the Dallas Stars have to offer, I am going to have to end this episode if my voice will allow me to. So let's try to end this. Thank you all for watching this video, despite the fact that I have looked like a complete idiot on more than one occasion. If you did enjoy this, make sure to hit that like button to help me feel better and to make me feel like a little bit less of an idiot. And subscribe if you haven't already to help support my channel and to continue following this series and others that I do. And I will see you guys in the next episode where we take on Tyler Seguin, Jamie Benn, and the Dallas Stars in the Stanley Cup Final. Jesus.